What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another very exciting video. In this video, we are going to be talking about Google, and they had a recent all hands on deck for employees where they talk about BARD and really the future of what their vision is for BARD. So in this video, we're going to go over some of those comments, my opinions on those comments, and then we're going to take a look at their valuation, and we'll end off the video by taking a look at EPS and where it's projected for next year. So overall, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure you drop a like down below, and if you want to see more videos like this one, make sure you hit that sub button. Let's start off by taking a look at Google's chart. We can see here today the stock was up 1.79%, but when we look at some other related stocks, we can see that Meta actually moved up 6.14%, Tesla moved up 3.61%, Berkshire, which isn't really as related, they moved up 1.39%, and then Microsoft, which is probably most closely related, moved up 1.66%. The key difference between Microsoft and Google is Google has been beaten down far more than Microsoft over the last couple of months, so the fact that it only moved up 0.13% more than Microsoft is a little bit concerning. Over the last 5 days, it has actually moved up 4%, so that overall is positive. Over the last month, however, it is down almost 9%, and over the last 6 months, it is down 12.32%. Here is the article that we are going to be taking a look at today. So Google execs tell employees in the Testy all hands meeting that BARD AI isn't just about search. I want to start off by reading some of these comments by Jack Krawczyk. So I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, but he is the product lead for BARD. So let's go ahead and jump into this. BARD and ChatGPT are large language models, so they refer to this later as LLMs, not knowledge models. They are great at generating human sounding text. They are not good at ensuring their text is fact-based. Why do we think that the first big application should be search, which at its heart is about finding true information? I just want to be very clear. BARD is not search. It's an experiment that's a collaborative AI service that we talked about. The magic that we're finding in using the product is really around being this creative companion to help you be a spark plug for your imagination and explore your curiosity. But with that said, we can't stop users from trying to use it like search. In my opinion, these comments are very concerning because basically what they are saying is that they did not use BARD correctly during their event, which makes no sense, right? If you are trying to demo a product, why wouldn't you use it in the way that you intended it? Instead, it almost sounds like they felt like they were being forced into a corner. They felt like Microsoft and ChatGPT was being implemented as some sort of search engine, optimization AI technology, and they felt like they needed to compete with that. So they implemented BARD and used it as, a competitor to ChatGPT when its actual use case is not for that. So there's kind of two things here. Either they do not understand their own product, or they, felt like they needed to be competitive and they are, feeling that they're behind the 8 ball and trying to, basically keep up with this AI technology that they are supposed to be spending the most amount of money on out of any company. So it's concerning either way because they're falling behind or they really don't understand the actual use cases of their technology that they have. And this contradiction continues throughout the meeting. So we have a comment here from Jack saying, but as you want to get into more of the search-oriented journeys, we already have a product for that. It's called Search. So here he's talking about Google Search and basically saying that BARD is not a replacement for it. And then if you look, and CNBC has gone back and looked at some of the comments from, execs before, and basically they repeatedly said that this technology it was developing internally could integrate with search. So basically saying again that before the meeting, the execs at Google were looking at BARD and saying, okay, we can integrate this with search and it will be good for that application. And now all of a sudden, because they've had this fallout from the event, everything has changed. Now they're saying that it's never intended to be used for search. It has, greater applications than that. So there's plenty of other examples of, contradiction throughout this article, but I wanted to jump to this because I find this very funny. So Google actually, after their announcement, came back to their employees and urged their employees to help by spending a few hours testing BARD and rewriting wrong answers. So again, basically what this tells me is there's just a lack of vision right now at Google around where BARD is going in the future, right? In one instance, they're telling their employees that it is not intended to be used as search, but then they're turning around and asking employees to actually go on, use BARD and rewrite wrong answers. The only reason to rewrite wrong answers is if you have the intent of, using it as search where people are trying to get factual information. So again, it's difficult to really understand what Google's overall vision is with this type of technology. We have the CEO down here saying that products like this get better as more people use them, which that does make sense. You do want more people to use the AI technology so it can continue to learn and improve over time. But again, it just seems like there's a lack of strategy right now at Google around what to do with this AI technology. So it is a little bit concerning that Google doesn't really have a very clear vision for BARD BARD and the future of, AI technology. But when you look at Google's stock price, you can see that they are currently trading at a fair discount. We can see the current forward PE ratio is sitting at 16.72. Right now, the market is trading somewhere around a 20. So even compared to the broader market, they're undervalued. And when you look at the past where they've traded at, a 20 to 25 is not out of the realm of possibility. So they do have a fair amount of upside in the stock price right now. And that upside continues if you look at their earnings estimates. So for the current year, they're estimated to have $5.04 of earnings. And for next year, they're estimating over $1 growth in earnings to $6.09. And I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. We've seen this year that a lot of, ad companies, Meta and Google especially, have been hurt as companies have pulled back on their ad spend as the economy has looked a little bit weak. And I think that, over the next year, if we see things kind of turn around, especially with interest rates, we could see, Google and Meta and companies like that start to perform at a higher level. So again, I don't think this is out of the realm of possibility, and it's overall a positive thing to see Google still growing its underlying business. So in my opinion, it's very concerning that Google doesn't have a clear vision for BARD. And I think Google could actually run into a similar situation we've seen from Meta. So Meta, obviously, they poured a bunch of money into the metaverse. People didn't really understand the vision, and they still, at times don't really understand where Mark Zuckerberg was going with all of that. And, the stock suffered because investors did not see, the potential moving forward. And I think that Google right now, they don't even have a clear vision for their BARD technology. So it's hard to expect investors to have a clear vision for, how this technology will overall improve the business. So in my opinion, we could see Google trade down, especially with the FTC case that is potentially coming around the corner, where the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, is, looking at stepping in and potentially breaking up some of Google because they believe they might have a monopoly on some of the ad and search business. So I think there's a lot of, potential downside for Google. I don't think they have a huge runway to the downside. I have talked about this before, but I wouldn't be surprised to see them go down to, around the $75 mark because a lot of stocks have kind of reverted back to their 2020 levels. I wouldn't be surprised by a move like that, but also I wouldn't be surprised if the stock, moves up to 125 because right now it has a very low valuation already on it, and it's hard to, see the company moving significantly lower, in a massive way. So again, all my opinions, make sure you are doing your own research, make sure you are looking into companies and make sure you understand, the risks behind them. I think BARD could be a potential risk because they could, continue throwing money at, AI technology. And overall, if they don't have a vision for it, it's not going to, have a good impact on the business. So again, do your own research, make sure you are not buying a company just because some random guy on YouTube talked about it. But overall, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. And if you want to see more videos like this one, make sure you hit that sub button. And as always, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day.